Booyah! Tippy tie, my damies, and welcome to episode 22 of Reviewedly Interrupted with me, your host, Pootie Tang. Aha! Yeah. Okay. This episode, The Hills Run Red, I really dig this film. Okay? And I'm also trying a new... I'm working the bugs out on this stuff, okay? One thing I realized is that I do way too long of an intro video. Like, this is actually take number 2 because I'm trying a little bit of a new format. Not really format, but just trying to work the bugs out. One of them is I don't need like the first video I did was like 9 minutes of an intro video. It should be cut much shorter, and I should spend like fucking 15 minutes talking about the movie after I watch it, you know? So I'm trying to work the bugs out. I'm getting there. Episode 22. Seems like I should have it worked out by now, but I'm just churning these things out just quick. You know, like I said, I do this shit in one take and everything. But 2009, The Hills Run Red, really good flick, starring William Sadler. It's like mixed reviews, but I dug it and everything. I want to get it on Blu-ray. I want to see it in high def. I think it's a really good horror movie to see in high def. But I got the DVD that I picked up when I saw it. I was like, oh, I gotta get that. I think it was at like Walmart or Target or some shit even, you know, just one of those type of deals. And yeah, I really dug this, and I've seen it 6 or 7 times already, 8 times. I don't know. It seems like I pop it in like once a year, just because, you know. So maybe I've seen it more. Woo. But yeah, from Dark Castle. I mean, Dark Castle does some cool shit. And yeah, mixed reviews. A lot of people thought it was like, you know, like it was going to be better than it was, I think. You know, I don't know what they were expecting. They were probably expecting something more along the lines of Terrifier as far as gore. This had some good, like, gory, like, bloody parts, but not like Terrifier, where it's like, fuck yeah, you know. But it was really solid. It kind of harkened back to the 80s and 90s slashers for me in a way, you know. And I'll get into that when because there's a whole thing I got about that I'll talk, you know, after I watch the movie and come back. But yeah, you know, I'm a fan of this, and I'm looking forward to watching it again. And I'll see you guys in a little bit, and why will I? I don't know why. Why ask why? Bo knows why. Bo knows. But, alright. Kappa chow, motherfuckers. Gonna go watch The Hills Run Red. Babyface. That's a cool killer. I don't like it. And yeah, I'll yap at length about little aspects of it. But see you in a bit. Oh my lord, he's one ugly motherfucker. All right, The Hills Run Red. The Hills Run Red. Fucking dude, this movie starts off with like a kid cutting his face off with some scissors. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think that's a pretty fucking awesome start to a movie. That's fucking nuts. And I love how the premise is like homie William Sadler, yeah, what is it? Wilson Wyler, Concannon or whatever his name's supposed to be, the director. I like how he's like basically making one long snuff film for decades. He just keeps filming just like snuff. And it's like he's not releasing. I don't even know how the guy fucking lives, because I don't know. It kind of leads it to debate, like, was that bitch just stripping for the setup to get this guy sucked in, or she had been doing that? Is that what she does to like help buy them food or something? Because it's like he's trying to be off the grid, but they have power, which means if they have a generator, they need gas. How are they paying for gas? What's going on? And she's handing dudes wads of bills to like set up fucking bullshit so they, you know, because of the movie they're filming. And it's just like there's a lot of like wide open that that's what makes it like kind of retro in a way, where it's just like shit's just happening because it's happened. Suspension of disbelief. You just follow the fucking story and you just go with it. You just go with it wherever it goes, and hopefully the ride for you is fun. And for me, very much fun. You know, William Sadler, he's got that face where it's like, even if he's like playing kind of a doofy character, like he kind of does a little bit in Shawshank Redemption, and it's just like, I've seen him play like goofier characters, like Death in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey and shit like that, right? But then like, you know, was it Colonel Cochran or whatever in fucking Die Hard 2, all that shit where it's like he's a bad dude. It's like he just got bird of prey eyes, no, all the time. You know, it's just like he always just looks like he could strike at any moment, even when he's like being chill and you're like, okay, we're cool, but it's like, I don't know, he's just got those eyes. But yeah, and one thing, like, you know, sometimes movies just get remade, like especially if all of a sudden, you know, a cult movie that, you know, was kind of forgotten, but then is starting to get some recognition or something like that. Somebody like in Hollywood goes, hey, that movie's pretty cool. A lot of people like it. We should probably remake that and everything. You know, it happens. I mean, they remade Blair Witch. So I'm just saying, you never know. You never know. The Hills Run Red could be one of those films. And if it is, I think it should be done completely found footage. This has like little parts in it that are like found footage, but I actually think found footage would really add to the whole ambiance of the whole film. You know, even if it cut out of it here and there, if more of the film was found footage, I think it would have been pretty fucking sweet. And I don't know, this has a semi-short runtime, 81 minutes. I think if this was like a 2-hour long movie, they could have like fleshed some parts out and everything. But this, it has like really good production value, you know, because it's through like Dark Castle, you know, worked on this shit, and you know they don't put out like, you know, shot on video quality shit. So, but you could tell it was like not the hugest budget and everything, but I forget where I was going with that. I'm pretty high, man. I got a little baked, and I watched this, and it's pretty cool. But it's just, I don't know. I think it's a really well done movie. I like the concept a lot, you know, and the killer, a new killer, and one thing I like about him that like I'm gonna draw a little comparison to Art the Clown here for a second, you know. Is that the killer, right? Even though like one's supernatural, one's human, right? I'm not talking about completely. I'm just talking about in a certain aspect. The kills. They, like Art the Clown and Babyface come across as these total slashers. You know, they're slashing people. They're using sharp objects, you know, or stabby shit like the pickaxe part, you know? It's very much like that, but you know, they both end up using a pistol to commit a murder, you know? And that shows that, like, these killers aren't just confined to, like, the Michael Myers slashy shit or, like, the Jason sharp object shit, because you don't see Jason using a gun or anything. He uses in like one movie, like that gas powered fucking weed eater or whatever that has the blade on the end, you know, for cutting like big bushes and shit. Like maybe it's like a limber or something. I'm pretty sure it's the blade and everything. But like, you know, branching out into like, oh, actually using like weapons, like guns and shit. It's like these guys are all about fucking killing. You know, that it kind of elevates them. And it's like different aspects that were in it, like the smokehouse with the bodies where they were like smoking the bodies like jerky and shit and everything. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was like a pretty cool concept in the way they pulled it off. They had some good gore in there, some good blood and everything. The CGI wasn't too bad. I mean, the CGI is of its time. You can really tell. And I know that watching it in high def, like when I get the Blu-ray copy down the road, that it'll probably stand out a little more. But I'm okay with that because I just want to see all the kills that aren't CGI and all the brutal shit that isn't in CGI in high def. It'll be really cool. And even in the movie, it talks about cliches where, you know, like the character gets knocked unconscious, so it's like black and then it fades back. There's a time lapse and everything. Talking about cliches in movies. I do believe this one has gotten knocked, like a lot of modern horror gets knocked for having all these cliches. And what I think is kind of funny is like you got these movies that are like newer. Like this came out in 2009. It's newer. And even I saw a post and it was like about like, you know, Conjuring and all that kind of stuff, the Insidious, like the newer it's more Hollywood in a way, you know, production values along with like having like a bigger cast of well-known stars or whatever in it. Like this one had William Sadler and Sophie Monk. I don't know what else Sophie Monk was in though. I don't know. But like getting knocked for these cliches that we love about the older movies. Like those retro movies that have the same cliches. And a lot of those movies in that era all threw around and used the same cliches. And now we got these modern movies, and it's like you got to kind of look past the cliches because part of what makes these movies so much fun are the fucking cliches. All right, they're what make these things fun. Like the fucking woman running and tripping. Come on, dude. But it's like it's that tension, and it's so funny because it's like no matter how many times you see it, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Every time. You're like, God damn it, bitch is always tripping and falling. Oh my God, dude. And it's just, it's always going to be there. It's like, oh, this is a creepy house. You know, and there was murders that were committed here and shit, you know, back in the day. And supposedly it's haunted and people sometimes go missing here. Should we go in? Fuck yeah, let's do this shit. It's like, dude, cliche. All this shit's cliche. Cliche. So it's like, when you a movie still uses these cliches, but like as like little bits and pieces that are like holding together this bigger picture of like a plot and everything, or even little instances of action, little scenes in here and there that actually like do something a little different, like take something and either skew it a little bit or just like something that's like totally fucking insane. Like the fact that this guy, this director, is making a snuff film that is just spanning decades. He's got reels and reels and reels of just like this movie he's making like over like decades and just murdering a lot of fucking people for, like I said, what reason? It's like he's not releasing it. He's not. Is he trying to use all these little tiny bits and pieces to make one movie? And that'd still be a long fucking movie because he had a lot of them, right? But yeah. Like that's the meat of the fucking movie, and then the potatoes is the cliches, man. That's the meat and potatoes of this shit. And then you got like the cheese and everything else and whatever toppings you want, and you can get up to 2 toppings on any 2 medium pizzas at Domino's for just $12.99. You can get it while supplies last. I don't know if that's a real thing going on right now, but it's generally a thing going on. So, just you might want to Google that. You might want some pizza now. But yeah, you know, and then it's got really good kills. It's got some pretty fucking good kills. Like I'm still always gonna love that how he's just like it's almost like it's almost like a nod to Indiana Jones in a way too. You know, and when that guy's like coming after, like got the sword or whatever and shit, and he just like raises his pistol and shoots him. He's just like, I ain't dealing with this shit. It's almost like that in this movie where the guy's just like, come on. He's just like, it's like, I'll just fucking shoot you, dude. I could do that. You know, who said I couldn't shoot you? And like, yeah, it's just really cool. I dug the concept. I think the concept, like if this was done in a style where it was maybe like the production quality was toned back a little bit, it would be very grindhousey, you know? And I think like this type of movie done as a found footage motherfucker would also add to that whole element of how the guy is filming everything to make it. I think it would just add to that and just suck it in. I think it would be like really cool, you know? But yeah, and the acting is tight. I mean, it's got a great killer. I just like it gets some hate, but I dug it. It's a modern like grindhouse film that could have been like if it was a little grittier, like I said, it would have been totally fucking perfect for grindhouse shit. But as it is, don't mind like the kind of glossy quality of it. The high, you can tell the higher production. People that know. You know, I don't need to explain it. You fucking know what I'm talking about. Like, it's a very twisted plot. Very twisted plot. And then I just love, like, William Sadler in there. He's such a fucking great actor, man. He really is a great actor, underrated. It just, like, more people should be talking about him, like, all the time. Just be like, fucking William Sadler. More people should know his name. I feel like he's kind of like the Bokeem Woodbine of like a different type of movie or something like that. Maybe like the white version of Bokeem Woodbine. You know how people are like, they know that guy, but a lot of people don't know his name. William Sadler's kind of like that too. So yeah, you know, I fucking, this movie's fun. It is fun. Starts off kind of slow, and the girlfriend. You hate the girlfriend the whole time, even though she comes back and tries to save him and everything. It's like the whole time you're like, dude, if you get out of that, do not stay with that bitch. Do not trauma bond with this bitch. Do not do it. She is not that great. You got your own foibles that you need to get your head out of your ass, but this bitch cheated on you with your best friend and then turned around and gave you shit for possibly sleeping with that other bitch that you didn't, even though I guess you copped a feel. I don't know if you still banged her or whatever. I don't know, but I guess you didn't or something. It never fully explains that. It does explain that, like, you know, he wasn't like 100% innocent, but like he also didn't bang or something. I don't know, but like that bitch pulled some shit. Like, his girlfriend pulled some shit, and it's like, dude, like I said, do not trauma bond with her. Like, move to a different city, get a different phone number to start your life over, get your shit together. You got some, you gotta have a better plan for life, because you know, well, I don't think he made it out alive either. I think he was kind of left there to die, and he kind of went a little crazy. But it'd be cool to see like a sequel. I don't know how they'd go with the sequel. They'd have to incorporate some kind of shit where it's like the movie gets confiscated and it starts getting watched, or parts of it gets, and then, yeah, that would be great, dude. It's like the bitch escapes, the girlfriend escapes, and you know, dude, maybe he escapes, he's alive and escapes too, or whatever in the fuck. But they get back at the police go out there, everything's confiscated, and all of a sudden, you know, the story gets out there in the papers, and it's like, I guess Sophie Monk's character, like, fucking gets out alive, so it'd be like she's continuing shit, and she's, like, videotaping it and leaving copies, you know, and people are like, oh, shit, you know, and then all of a sudden it becomes, like, a whole thing. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, that'd be about the only way they could take it after that, maybe. Well, not the only way, but it's a solid way. I'm going to say that's not a bad idea. If you watch this and you want to make a sequel, like, go with that, you know? She recruits a new babyface killer, you know, because there's a whole bunch of, like, weird, like, obsessive fans of hers or something. I don't know. Okay, really quick. Episode 23 is going to be one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I'm going to say this movie is number 5, if not number 3. It's tough to remember. Sometimes things bounce around. All right. Like, but it's like, oh, it's up there. Scalps. This movie is fucking wild, and I'm glad I got into it because it has one of my favorite kill scenes of all time. That's next time. Episode 23, Scouts. But yeah, you know, if you like a good slasher, if you like a good fun fucking like horror movie with some slashing and some good gore and everything, then I definitely recommend it. If you don't mind that it's like not a fucking 80s, early 90s slasher, you know, and you like some modern horror and you want something a little different that's got a little bit of a fucked up story, The Hills Run Red. But like, yeah, I don't know, I dug it. So that's my take on all this shit and the baby face and the guy that's the killer and it was the other guy. Oh yeah, I thought it was really fucked up when they started throwing shit in there that it was like, goddamn, these people, like this director guy is fucked up. It's like, he's not just like an evil snuff film director guy that's committed some murders. He is like truly just like, yeah, this guy is not cool. Like he is fucking flipped. And then to find out that Sophie Monk, yeah, you know Sophie Monk is his daughter, but you find out that Babyface is Sophie Monk's son from her own father. Like there's a whole incest thing going on there. So it's just like, the fuck, dude? So, I mean, it adds even that into it. Like weird hillbilly incest slasher fucking, I guess it's like, you know, kind of like how in the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the cannibalism is more like subliminal or, you know, just kind of like there, but it's not really saying, hey, this is what's going on. It kind of does that in there too. It throws little tropes in there that are almost little nods to like classic shit. So all I got to say is, you know, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch, you know, and you might have fun watching it. You might just be like I said, it's too cliche ridden and you don't really dig it. Or watch it again if you like it because, fuck, man, it's a fun movie. I know there's a few people that dig this shit. So, yeah. All right. And, yeah, and that's about it for that, you know. And, poop. All right. I have signed your pity on the running kind, and I'm just like holding. Man, I didn't even realize I was holding that up like the whole time, just holding it up like a model. Like is this QVC? QVC. Look! Here's your wonderful. Here's the eyes and dead, and it's looking at one disc and I don't know what I'm doing, but I signed your pity on the running kind yet again. I have signed your pity on the running kind. Signed it all over your running kind. And until next time, this has been Reviewedly Interrupted with me, your host, Pootie Tang. And Capichow. Doing a little zoom in. Doing all that zoom in with the zoom in. Ayo.